Freedom, everyone craves it. Independence has always been important to me.
Mobility is the key to staying independent. For many seniors and people living with disabilities, being informed about the many solutions available can be the difference that keeps them behind the wheel.
I lost both legs in Vietnam, and when I came back to the States, the very first thing I wanted to do was be able to drive.
Almost 60 million people in North America have a disability. That's 1 in 5 people. Almost 17 million have a disability that involves mobility and specialized equipment.
I needed the independence, I needed the freedom to go where I wanted to go. And it was a release for me, having come from the service back home. Unfortunately, the only cars that I could buy, after selecting a 2-door, required that I physically fold up, pick up, and put into the back seat my wheelchair.
The technology that's available today, as opposed to 10 years ago, a lot more reliable, and we're able to do a lot more vehicles. Before, your selection was mainly Dodge or Chrysler. Now we're able to modify Honda, Toyota, Dodge, Chrysler, and so on. So you have a lot more vehicle selection, and the products become a lot more reliable.
Now I simply roll up a ramp, I transfer from my wheelchair onto another seat, I enable myself through the functionality of that seat to position myself, and off I drive.
Before investing in a conversion vehicle, it's important to know that you're working with a dealer who's qualified to provide the safest, most advanced technology available to meet your individual needs.
NMEDA, the National Mobility Equipment Dealers Association, is an organization of healthcare professionals, manufacturers, and dealers who provide safe and reliable transportation for people who need it.
When you buy from a NMEDA dealer, you know you're getting the latest, the greatest, the safest products, and NMEDA holds us to a higher standard.
All NMEDA members are required to participate in our quality assurance program. It requires that each dealer have the proper insurance, the right tools, that they're trained on all the equipment that they install, that they have the proper facilities, and they are audited once a year to make sure that they maintain their standards.
We have to adhere to FMVSS guidelines, which is Federal Motor Vehicle Safety Standards, and they ensure that the vehicles are safe and crash tested.
NMEDA also lobbies on the Hill for legislation that will ensure proper mobility solutions are available to everyone, including seniors, through Medicare and Medicaid in the years to come.
So at the end of the day, the customer knows they're getting the best and the safest product that's available for their family.
Well, the van gives me the freedom to go places on my own without aid, such as meetings, doctors, appointments. It just gives me the ability to have as normal a life as possible.
Seniors have a particular or unique situation in that they are growing into their disability. They don't really know it's happening until it's happened. They don't get the information that they need to maintain their mobility, and as a result end up quite often becoming shut-ins. So it's important, and it's NMEDA's role to make sure that they find out about those solutions.
There are a wide variety of driving solutions that can be tailored to meet the needs of the individual, such as lifting swivel seats or a 6-way transfer seat. An easy lock will allow a person to drive up a ramp into the van in their wheelchair and automatically lock the wheelchair in place. Solutions can range from simple to high-tech.
Before I had this vehicle, I was relying on other people to drive me everywhere. And, you know, it's easy for most people to get in their car and just jump on the road and do it, you know, go wherever they want to go. I have enough barriers in my life that are already causing me to use a lot of extra time. I mean, just getting out of bed in the morning takes me an inordinate amount of time. So to have to spend the extra time with transportation, you know, risk sitting in a bus stop and getting soaking wet or something like that, having a vehicle like this alleviates all of those issues that would otherwise just, you know, make me homebound pretty much.
Well, if it was not for the NMEDA dealer, I would not be in the van. I would still be picking up 30-pound wheelchairs, putting them in the back seat of a car. They educated me. Well, having the minivan and the capabilities of the minivan allows me to advance my abilities. I find myself able to do more than I would be able to do otherwise.
Come on. Dude's a good dog. Come on.
Having the ability to keep driving helps those who are disabled to maintain their independence and live their lives to the fullest.